Hello everyone. Now today we will discuss a topic related to OLAP and what are the operations we can perform on that OLAP. So moving forward, these are the contents which we are going to cover today. That is a multi-dimensional data model introduction, that is OLAP introduction, and with that what are the operations we can perform on that OLAP. So starting with OLAP, already we have seen the introductory part of this OLAP and OLTP. So the OLAP is nothing but it is online analytical processing, whereas OLTP is online transaction processing. So in this online analytical processing or in OLAP system, we are having an interactive system that permits to analyst to view the different summaries of that multi-dimensional data. Means we can view that data with the different summarization. So this is what the facility provided by this OLAP model. So the word online indicates that the analyst must be able to request a new summarized and get responses that online within a few seconds and should not be forced to wait for a long time to see the result of that query. So this is what the purpose of that online word. So given a relation we are used for that data analysis, we can identify some of its attribute as a major attribute. So since they can measure some value, they can be aggregated upon some of other attributes of the relations are also defined as a dimension. So we have seen what is the dimensions attributes, and since we have seen the dimension table in last lecture, we have seen the fact table. So what can be a dimensions that we all of you know. So these all the things are identified as a dimension attribute, and since they are defined the dimensions on which the major attributes and summaries of that major attributes are viewed. That is why they are called as a dimensions, because they are measuring the attribute dimension or a summaries. Therefore they are called as a major attributes, and the data that can be modeled as a dimension attribute and major attribute are called as a multi-dimensional data. That is why whenever we are working on the dimensions of the data, when we are viewing that dimensions or its attributes, and whenever we are measuring that attributes, so these all things are called as a multi-dimensional data. So for this multi-dimensional data, we are having again the data cube concept. So what is this data cube? It allows the data to be modeled and to be viewed in multiple dimensions. It is defined as a dimensions and a fact, and we have seen what is the dimensions and a fact and the dimension table and the fact table in last lecture itself. Okay. So suppose for instance we are considering an application where shop wants to find out that kids of clothes are popular. Let us suppose that we are having the clothes that are characterized by their item name or a color or we can say size. So these are the three parameters you can see in this diagram. So we are having a different parameters here. The item name is a one parameter, then color is another parameter here, and with that the size is one of the parameter over here. So these are three different parameters we are having, that is attributes. Now we will create one relation called as a cells which include all these three attributes. So you can see here we are including all these three attributes over here. So cells will having the different formats like its item name, color, size and number, etc. Now suppose that item name can be text on the value. So what can be the different item name? Skirt, dress, shirt, pant. Likewise different item values we can have over here. So you can see here we are having a different item names here for this items. With that we can have the color different colors also. So in this side we are we can see the different colors we are having over here. So these are the different colors we can have here, and with that we are again having a different size over here. So you can see here the different sizes, that small, mediums we are mentioning here, the large, all. So these are attributes, and these are the dimensions which are having a different attributes over here. So that's the cell relation contains the number as the major attribute. So you can see that we are measuring all the things in the form of numbers. So these are called as a majors or numbers as a major attribute. since it measures the number of units sold. The attribute item name, its color, size are the dimensions attribute in that relation. So, all these things are called as a dimension attributes, which are, that is item name, color and size, and the whatever value we are having that in number, that is called as a measure attributes. So, the data that can be modeled as a dimension attribute and the measure attribute, that is called as a multidimensional data. So, we can see this is what the multidimensional data. To analyze the multidimensional data, a manager may want to see that data in the tabular format also. So, we can also represent this data into the cross tabulation format also. So, these are different way to store that data. Then data cube, we have seen that it is nothing but a 2-dimensional to n-dimensional data that can be visualized by using the n-dimensional data cube, that is called as a data cube, which are going to give a relationship between the different data variables. Then moving forward towards the next part, so we can have the different measures of this data cube. Means what? A data cube measure is a numerical function that can be evaluated at each point in the data cube space. So, that measure can be organized into the 3 categories based on the kind of aggregate functions we are using. Which aggregation we are using, depending on that we are having a different category called as a distributive, algebraic category and the holistic. So, we will see one by one what is this measures are exactly. So, first is distributive. What is the distributive measures? In that, the aggregate function is a distributive. Whenever we can say my aggregate function is a distributive if it can be computed in a distributed manner. Okay. The example is given that count and sum is the example of distributive measures. So, then what is the algebraic? In that, aggregate function is algebraic if it can be computed by an algebraic functions with any arguments, each of that obtained by applying some distributive aggregate function. Means whenever we are having a different distributive aggregate functions, then by using that we are designing one aggregate function, that is called as algebraic functions. For example, is given here, whenever we have to calculate the average or we have to compute the average, at that time we are using the 2 distributive here functions, that is sum is one distributive function and the count is another distributive function. So, we are using this sum and count, which are nothing but a distributive function. So, this average is calculated by using 2 distributive functions, that is why it is called as an algebraic function. And the last one is nothing but the holistic function. So, what is this holistic? Whenever the aggregate function is a holistic, if there is a no constant bound on the storage size needed to describe that subaggregate. So, for example, is given mode and median. So, whenever we are calculating mode and median, average comes under this algebraic, that is nothing but mean, and where mode and medians are called as a holistic. There is no bound limit or a constant bound limits are given, that is called as a holistic measures. So, these are different measures we are having with our data cube. With that, now we are starting with an OLAP operation. So, which kind of OLAP operations we are having? In the multidimensional model, a data can be organized into the multiple dimensions. All we have seen a concept hierarchy, right? So, we are updating or we are storing a data at a multiple levels and in a multiple dimensions. So, each dimension is having its multiple level of abstraction, that is defined as a concept hierarchy. So, whenever we are storing the data in the form of data cube, that is a multi-dimensional data. So, each dimension is stored in the multiple level of abstraction. So, that is also called as a concept hierarchy. So, the organization provides a user with a flexibility to view that data from the different perspective. This is what the purpose of this cubes. We can have the visualization of data with the different perspectives. A number of OLAP data cube operation exists to materialize that these different views or allowing an interactive querying, and it may allow you that analysis of that data at hand. So, these are what the purpose of this operations on the cube. So, which are the different operations we can perform with the data cube, that is roll up, drill down operation, slice and dice and the pivot. These are the 5 operations. We can consider slice and dice as a separate also. So, these are the 5 operations which we can perform on the data cube. So, with the roll up operation, starting with the first operation, that is roll up. It is nothing but we are rolling up or adding the data relationship with respect to one or more dimension. So, this roll up operation performs aggregation on that data cube either by climbing up the concept hierarchy for the dimension or by dimension reduction, means either you have to go from the low level to high level in concept hierarchy, or you may reduce the dimensions also, that is called as a dimension reduction. Okay. And with that, when a roll up is performed by the dimension reduction, one or more dimensions can be removed from your given cube, that is called as a dimension reduction. So, what is the concept hierarchy word is here? So, it shows the concept hierarchy, means you can move from street to city, from city to state, then state to country. So, these are nothing but we are moving from lower level to higher level. This is what the conceptualized hierarchy we can say. The concepts are given here: country, state, city. These are the different concepts. We are storing it according to the level, that is called as a concept hierarchy. Or here we can say day can be summarized as a week, or it can be considered or generalized as a year. Same way day can be generalized as a month, in a quarter or year. So, in this way we can have that concept hierarchy. So, in this roll up, either we are perform the aggregation by climbing up that concept hierarchy, or we may reduce the dimensions over here. So, let us see with this an example. So, example is given as a company of electronic product. A data cube of company consists of 3 dimension location. So, dimensions are given as a 3 dimension. The first is location, that location with respect to city. Second dimension is a time, that is with respect to quarters, and the third is item with respect to item type. So, these are the 3 dimensions we are having. So, we can see with this an example. So, here you can see that this is what the basic multi-dimensional data model. On that I am going to perform this roll up. So, this is what the basic model. So, here you can see that here the time concept is given in the form of quarters with respect to the quarters, then locations with respect to the cities. So, different cities are here, New York or Chicago like, and the different item types, or it can be a mobile, modem, phone, security, etc. So, these are the different items types we are provided with. So, here we are having a different data in our data cube. With that we are going to perform an roll up operation. So, how we are going to perform that? So, it shows that a result of roll up operation performed on the central cube by climbing up the concept hierarchy. For a location given in this figure, you can see that the roll up operation shows the aggregate of that data by ascending the location hierarchy from level of city to level of country. So, we can see that we are moving from cities here, we are moving from cities now to countries. So, what we have done here, whenever we are saying the concept hierarchy, so in that concept hierarchy we are moving here. Now, you can see we are moving from city to country. So, we are climbing up from city to country in this concept hierarchy. So, with that we are in the other words, we can say rather than grouping the data by city, we are resulting that cube as a group of countries. So, that is why we are representing this city as a group of countries, that is only 2 countries we have here, that is USA and Canada. So, here from cities we are moving towards the countries, that is also called as a roll up operation. Okay. So, when we are saying that we are reducing the dimension, in that case what we can do in reduction, whenever we are considering the cells data cube containing only 2 dimension, suppose location and time. So, roll up may be performed by removing the time dimension and resulting the aggregation of the total cells by the location rather than by the location and by time. So, we can reduce the dimensions also, that is also we can perform with this roll up operation. So, this is all regarding the roll up, where we are either climbing up or we can reduce the dimensions also. Okay. So, this is what the roll up operation. Now, moving toward the next, that is called as a drill down operation. What is the drill down? It is opposite to the roll up. Okay, it is the reverse of that roll up. In that, it navigates from the less detailed data to more detailed data. The result of this drill down operation performed on the upper cube by stepping down a concept hierarchy. Now, here we are not going in from down to up, right? We are not climbing up, but here we are stepping down the concept hierarchy, means from day to month, month to quarter, quarter to year is nothing but a climbing up. Now, we are moving, we are downing, stepping down, that is nothing but from year to quarter, quarter to month, and month to day. So, in this way we are moving here. So, drill down can be realized by either stepping down a concept hierarchy for a dimension or introducing the additional dimension, or we can also introduce the additional. So, these two things we can do here, either we can add the additional dimensions or we can step down. Okay. So, it adds more detail, it can be performed by adding the new dimensions also. Let us see it by the example. So, here is an example. So, it shows that a drill down operation is performed on the central cube by stepping down a concept hierarchy for a time. So, we are doing it for a time attribute, that time dimensions, on that time dimensions we are applying this drill down operation, that is defined as a day, month, quarter and year. So, whatever the thing we are given over here, with that we are representing the time here. In a example, we are representing the time in a quarters, right? Quarters are nothing but the year is divided into the 4 parts. So, we are representing it is in the form of quarter. Now, we are going to represent this in the form of month, means what? We are stepping down from quarter to month. So, we can see here in drill down, first in basic cube we are having the quarter operation, right? But from quarter now we are moving towards month, means we are stepping down this hierarchy, concept hierarchy. So, how we are representing this quarter into the months? So, I have to represent from January to December. So, what I have done? I have represented this quarters over here in the form of months. So, January to December I am representing this time format. So, this resulting data cube details the total cells per month rather than summarizing them into the quarter. So, drill down can be also performed by adding the new dimensions to the cube. For example, the drill down on the central cube can also occur by introducing the additional dimensions such as a customer group. So, we can also add the new dimension in this, that is customer group. So, this can be we can done with this drill down operation. So, this is what the example of drill down operations of this cells example. Then the next operations we can have the slice and dice. So, what this operation? So, let us see the first operation, that is slice. The slice operation performs a selection on a one dimension of the given cube, and the resulting that is resulting in a subcube, means whenever we are performing the slice operation, then whatever the result of that operation, that will be in the form of subcube. So, that figure shows a slice operation where the cells data can be selected from the central cube for the dimension that time using the criteria time. Suppose we have to perform that slice operation that create the subcube by performing some selection of operation on any dimension. Okay. So, what dimension I have chosen over here? The time dimension. So, I am working on the time dimensions of that cells data, and which time dimension? Again the time dimensions are given in the quarters Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. So, from that I have selected the Q1 as a time dimensions over here for a slicing. With that we will see the dice operation also, and then we will see the example. So, what is the dice operation? So, this dice operation create subcube, means both slice and dice this are going to be create an subcube. So, this dice will be performing by dicing on the 2 or more dimensions, means in this we are working with 2 or more dimension, where in slice we are working with a single dimensions only. So, here we can select 2 or more dimension. So, whenever we want to perform the dice operation on the left cube based on the 3 dimensions, suppose we want to work on the location, time and item also, but from this location I have to only consider the 2 location, with that time I have to consider only 2 quarters, and with the item we have to consider only 2 item type. So this may happen that we are considering all of the dimension with a minimum attribute or a required attribute. So here the slice and dice operations are here. Now how the slice and dice working? Suppose we are having this data cube, okay. With that data cube, what we have to do? We have to slice, means we have to create a subcube on the one particular dimension. So which dimension I have choose? Time. From this time dimension, which attribute I am selecting as a q1. So with this q1 attribute, what I am going to do? I will make choosing only one, that is q1 as my time attribute. So in this way, for a time as a quarter q1, with that I am selecting a data from this dice, only I am selecting a data mentioned over here, that is 605, 825, 49, 400. So what I have selected? Only some part of this data cube by using this slice operation. So this 3-dimensional data now we are representing in the 2-dimensional, that is a city, right, different cities. With that cities we are having this different type of items, and which time we have choose? The time only in that is q1 time or q1 quarter I have used with this value. So this is called as a slice operation. Here we are created a subcube. With that we are going to see the dice operation also. In this dice, this is what our best cube is given. Now in this dice operation we can choose more than one dimension, right, we can choose more than one dimension. Here we can only choosing the one dimension, that is time. Now here we can choose more than one dimension. So I have choose the location with the 2 different location. So for this location dimension I have choose the 2 attributes only, right, 2 cities only I have chosen. For that time we have choose the quarter like q1 and q2. With that, for the item types we have choose the mobile and modem. So in this way we can have the dice operation. In that we can select dimensions also. With that dimensions we can select a particular attributes also, and we can work with this only. So we can see here whenever we are choose that only one location of a city. So this is what the 2 cities we have selected, then this 2 quarters q1 and q2, and this 2 item types we have selected. So only that values will indicate over here, another values are not showing. So this is what the dice operation we can perform. So here is the example of slice and dice. Now the next type of this is the next operation we have to perform, and that is called as a pivot operation. So we are going to see this pivot operation over here. So what is the pivot? Pivot technique can be used for the visualization of data, means how you are going to visualize that data. So in that you can rotate that data axis in the view in order to provide an alternative presentation of that data. So this pivot operation shown where the item and the location of that axis are rotated. So it is given in this diagram only. So here we can have the axis rotation also, means what? If I want to represent this, or I am considering this data in the 2D dimensions, right. So this item type is on the x axis and this data is on the y axis. So here you can rotate the axis also. So here now the location is on the x axis and the item types are on the y axis. So here we can rotate the axis, and with that axis the value is also rotating. So you can see the values are present in the rows, now these values are present in the form of columns. So this is called as a pivot or a rotate operations we can perform on this data. So with that 5 basic operations on the data cube, we are also having the another basic 2 type of other OLAP operation, that is called as a drill across and the drill through. So these are not in our syllabus, but we can see this what is this concept of drill across and drill through. So in drill across the technique is used when there is no need to execute the query which involves more than one fact table, means it execute the queries involving more than fact table. We have seen that generally we are having only one fact table, but we are whenever we are considering the fact constellation schema, in that we are having more than one fact table. In complex or a sophisticated application we require more than one fact table. And drill through is nothing but operation that uses the relational SQL facilities to drill through the bottom level of the data cube down to its back end relational tables. In that SQL relational databases we can use this drill through, but these are not given in our syllabus, so we are not going in detail with that. So today we will stop here. Thank you all of you.